Hello, fellow paranormal enthusiasts, and welcome to
The Ghost Watch.
Today is the most haunted places in the natural state of Arkansas. Arkansas was admitted to the Union as the 25th state on June 15, 1836. The capital is Little Rock, and Hot Springs, Arkansas is where Major League Baseball's spring training got started. Number 10 is the MacArthur Park Historic District in Little Rock, mainly the 19th century military arsenal here. A figure is seen on the top of the staircase, and it likes to throw stuff down the stairs. Also, disembodied talking and laughing is heard, and unexplainable music is heard emanating throughout. Number 9 is Fayetteville Mountain. There is a mountain south of Fayetteville that is frequented by hikers and has a tragic story behind it. Legend has it that in the 1930s, a drunk husband came home to his wife and ill and crying baby. Angered by the baby's incessant cries, he picked it up and tossed it down the well. The wife screamed and ran out to the well. She started climbing down the rope, and then the husband cut the rope and left his wife and baby to die in the bottom of the well. Then he skipped town and disappeared. You can supposedly hear the wife screaming and the child crying to this day. Also, several people claim to have witnessed the whole event play itself over and over throughout the years. Number 8 is the Arkansas Methodist Medical Center in Paragould. Opened originally in 1907 as Dixon Memorial Hospital and expanded after World War II. A Confederate soldier is seen roaming the halls here. An elderly woman, possibly a former patient, is seen, and a young boy with blonde hair is seen running around the hospital. Number 7 is the Arkansas State Capitol in Little Rock. Construction was completed in 1915 and was built over the old state penitentiary, and the prisoners had to help in the construction. Disembodied voices are heard in the basement, right where coffins of deceased prisoners were dug up. In 1932, a tragedy occurred in one of the elevators, as State Representative Ira Gurley was crushed to death by the elevator. Today, the elevator there is said to act up routinely. Also, a woman in period clothing is seen floating in the stairwell. Number 6 is Mount Holly Cemetery in Little Rock. Founded in 1843, many famous Arkansans are interred here. Many spirits in period clothing have been seen roaming the cemetery. Random lights have been seen dancing around the cemetery. Strange, unexplainable mists are seen floating around before disappearing. Also, many have reported hearing a flute playing, and when investigated, nothing is ever found. Number 5 is KELLER'S Cemetery and Chapel in Jonesboro. Figures have been seen moving around the chapel, and when investigated, no one is present. Shadow figures are seen moving throughout the cemetery. Strange lights have been known to follow visitors, and most disturbing of all, the cries of babies echo throughout KELLER'S Cemetery. Number 4 is Pea Ridge National Military Park in Benton County. This is where the Battle of Pea Ridge took place during the American Civil War. It took place between March 7th and 8th of 1862 and was a Union victory. Over 2,000 Confederate and Union troops were killed. The Confederates were led by Major General Earl Van Dorn, while the Union troops were led by Brigadier General Samuel Curtis and Brigadier General Franz Sigel. The sounds of musket fire is heard, especially at night. Apparitions of Union and Confederate soldiers are seen all over the battlefield, and also people have reported feelings of being watched or even followed. At number 3 is the Hornibrook House in Little Rock. Known today as the Empress of Little Rock Bed and Breakfast, it was built in 1888 for prominent local businessman James Hornibrook. A man dressed in period clothing is seen descending the stairwell before disappearing. An old maid is seen in the maid's closet. Supposedly a sea captain is seen in the guest rooms. A woman in a pink dress is seen. Items have been moved by unseen hands, doors open and close on their own, and disembodied footsteps are heard. Number 2 is the Arlington Resort Hotel in Hot Springs. The current building was built in 1924 and looms over the town of Hot Springs. Al Capone is said to have a room at this hotel, and many former presidents and celebrities stayed here. Also, some ghosts are said to stay here. A young girl in a pink dress is seen in the lobby. A woman in a white dress is seen staring out of a window from the street. A man in a nice black suit is seen in the basement, and the ghost of a bellman is seen on the 4th floor. Lights turn on and off on their own, sounds of laughter coming from empty rooms is heard, and people have reported being touched by unseen hands. Also, room 824 is said to contain an evil presence. And the most haunted place in Arkansas is the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs. Built in 1886 as a luxury resort, but it was mismanaged and started falling apart. In 1908, it was turned into a girls' school, and then a college, and then a resort again. In 1937, millionaire Norman G. Baker bought it and turned it into a hospital, quote unquote. He fancied himself a doctor, even though he had no license, and he had cures, quote unquote again. That of course did not help, and many died in his care. He was actually run out of Iowa for practicing without a license. In 1940, he finally went to prison. Today, the Crescent Hotel is a resort, and many guests claim spirits roam its halls. Room 218 is said to be haunted by a phantom construction worker named Michael, who supposedly died during the hotel's construction. Room 419 is said to be haunted by the spirit of a woman named Theodora, possibly one of Baker's victims. Room 424 and 202 are said to harbor spirits as well. Several hotel workers claim to have seen spirits wandering in the halls, including a nurse pushing a wheelchair. A former hotel physician named Dr. John Fremont Ellis is seen on the stairwell, and phantom smoke is smelled. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why not like and share the video? It'd be much appreciated. Also, if there's some haunted place in Arkansas that you think should have been on the list, please leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Also, links to my social media will be in the description below. I also stream on Twitch at MADFIREGAMER, and I have another YouTube channel called Talking Detroit Tigers. But if you want to see more of the Ghost Watch, why not subscribe for more paranormal activity, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.